that's when we practice, and it's really nice. Yeah, it's reassuring, comforting, to know we can always go there when we need.
It was very well explained, Didi. We have a few more participants with us, Brenda and Elizabeth. Hello.
Hello,
Hi, Elizabeth. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. I just I couldn't hear before. Did you say something? I just heard my name.
No, I just said welcome.
Ah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Good. And you are joining, this is your which session, Elizabeth?
This is my third time. I wanted to tell you because I think we're moved to another site. It's the
Yeah,
third time.
this is the side room.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect.
I think this is your first time in the side room, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And we will do Footsoak meditation here. So are you familiar with the Footsoak?
No.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. Today's meditation lead, Sister Funny, will introduce you about Footsoak. And
Okay.
how is your journey till now in Sahaj Yoga?
I have done the two meditations before today. The first one was not too good. I got distracted all the time. The second one was a bit better. Yeah, but I feel there's a long way still to go.
Yeah, definitely. We still have some more time to start, and in this time, if you have any questions to us about your meditation, or if you are practicing at home, you have any doubts, you can ask.
All right. One of the things I read last time on the chat on WhatsApp is that we need to bring a bowl of water or something like that. I don't know if we need it for today or it's for
Yeah,
another time.
it is for Footsoak.
Rahul, do you want to put that slide up and see if
Yeah.
she's able to get that?
Yes.
If you're able to get what we need for today, well and good.
Okay.
But if you're not able to, that's completely okay. But Rahul will share.
Okay, thank you.
So you see the tub in the picture. If you have any that kind of a plastic tub, or actually any metal tub, plastic is most available. If you have any tub of that size where you can put both your feet with water that will cover up to your ankle, and then I'm sure you have cooking salt or table salt at home, then you are all set for our Footsoak today. Do you think you
All
can
right.
get that? You can
Yes.
get a tub like that? And just make sure that once you start your Footsoak in that tub, you don't want to use it for anything else, because it's something that we are trying to get out all that negative energy into that water, and we flush it into the toilet after we are done and clean the tub properly and then put it in a place, so that we can use it for the Footsoak next time.
All right.
If you can get a tub and then
Yes.
2 fistful of salt and a mug to rinse your feet with the fresh water, to rinse your feet after the Footsoak is done, then you're all set.
All right. Perfect. I'll go get it.
Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Do we have anyone else who is joining first time to this Footsoak meditation?
Anybody who is first time, who have not done Footsoak earlier?
Okay.
I
And
see.
I'll
I see. Yeah, go ahead, Rahul.
I'll hand over it to you, Didi. And
Brenda also says that it is her first time.
okay.
Brenda, is this your first time learning about Footsoak? If so, you're on mute if you're talking. But if this is your first time, same thing. You can go and get a tub, like a plastic tub that will let you put your feet um, and hold water enough to cover up till your ankles, and then a mug with fresh water and fistful of salt, and then hand towel to wipe your feet after you're done rinsing your feet. That will be good. So we can take a couple of minutes to get that items for you. If anybody is first time here, if it is possible for you to get those materials and be ready, that will be great. If you cannot, you can still follow along.
Meanwhile, everyone is getting ready for Footsoak. I would request you, Sister Funny, to share your experiences with all of us when you were in this stage of meditation, your Sahaj Yoga journey.
Yeah, sure. Good morning, everyone. I'm Funny Sri Lakshmi. I'm joining you all from Columbus, Ohio, the Midwest. And if those who have been here to the side room, if you already know me, you hear me say that I was very fortunate to come across Sahaj Yoga meditation when I was a student in college. And I just connected with it the first time I was explained about it. And ever since, I never looked back. And it's been 25 years since I learned. Every day there is something new to learn about ourselves, both the good and where we can be better. And just this journey of inner transformation is the most satisfying. Just that transformation is most satisfying to ourselves, that we can open up to be that beautiful flower, and watching our own blossom into that flower, and then just to add to it, everybody around you noticing that transformation is just the most satisfying and joyful aspect of Surge Yoga journey. And then there is the third aspect, is sharing this beautiful gift with others and watching them experience that same joy. It's that same thing. And peace, and more importantly, satisfaction is just so fulfilling. And today's topic is actually peace and satisfaction. And I will go into that topic when we are ready to start. But yeah, that's been my experience with Surge Yoga so far. And every day is a new beginning. And I've been blessed to see Srimataji in person, the founder of Sahaja Yoga, and to experience firsthand the magnitude, the gravity, the depth of her love, of her personality is beyond words. To be able to believe that such a personality of that magnitude is here on this earth to give us this most beautiful gift, and to be able to be in her presence, I feel, is the biggest blessing of my life. So that's a short introduction about me. If you have any questions before we get started, we have like 4 minutes. Anything anyone want to share? Anybody resonate with my experience? Feeling that same peace and satisfaction after coming into Sahaja Yoga?
Yes, there had grown so much peace in me, and lately the chakras have grown in me like Nabhi, and feeling more spirit and joy in my energy. Namaste.
Very nice. Thank you for sharing.
I could share that I believe I was called to it, Fani. I'd never heard of any such a thing as this. And I was at a doctor's appointment, and the nurse practitioner that was examining me stopped the examination and turned to me based on my, what I was telling him, what was, bothering my body. And he turned to me and he said, "You need to awaken your Kundalini." And I'd never heard of language like that, or I'd not heard of any of this. I was just at a, a routine exam, and he sent me home and suggested I go on sahajayoga.org. I knew how to get online. I had no idea what I would do once I got there. And then, I was led through finding, self-realization, getting my self-realization. And I've never stopped since. And it's coming up on a year. And
That's wonderful.
everything you say resonates. And there's no denying that. And I live a very human life. In other words, even when we hang up, I'm going to get moments of, oh, I don't know, all of it, everything human, weariness and resistance and all of it, all of it. I'll encounter it all the while, but now I have recourse. Now I have a way to, become self-actualized. And I believe I've been searching for that. I've been on a spiritual journey over 40 years, and I've had many awakenings, but this is the culmination. So and you personally, I do resonate with. Yes.
Thank you so much, Kathy. And here's a big virtual hug to you. Thank you so
Thank you.
much for sharing.
Thank
And
you.
it just, the beauty of this is that this is universal in nature. So this is one place where we can be on that common ground. And when I share, it resonates with you. And when you share, my Kundalini and my chakras actually are responding. So the moment you started sharing, I started feeling vibrations. And it's, like I said, it's just this one common place, right?
Yeah.
That has this universal nature. And right there, I'm not sure where you are, but I feel a strong connection to, your spirit. That's beautiful.
And that's very affirming to me, because like I said, I have a human mind. I have human emotion, and I know better than to rely on that even too much. But just to hear that coming from you is an affirmation of how real this is
Very real.
and
Very
how
real.
absolute this is.
Yeah.
And so are your smiles. I mean, that's hard to deny too. It's all very real. This isn't made up. Nobody's, everybody's reporting pretty consistently their same experiences, and it's not wishful, it's not fantasy, it's very real. And when you talk about Sri Mataji, she's very real. It's not hopeful,
Sometimes I
wishful,
feel
any of that.
sometimes I feel she's too real for our small brain to comprehend.
Oh, yeah, yeah, oh, yeah. And she knows that too.
And see, there's just so much joy, right, in just accepting that. So, yeah, thank you so much for this heartful conversation, Kathy. You brightened my day. And
Oh,
you know,
good.
the seeking, once you seek your spirit, the seeking is to meet people like you.
Mm,
And
yes,
that's it, right? What can you ask for?
yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
all right, so
very
wonderful.
good.
Thank you so much, Kathy. Sometimes it just, it opens up other people's heart. Just opening our heart to share this, it just opens
Mm,
up other people's hearts.
mm. And I love the message of let her do the work because, I've been pretty ambitious trying to get, over these years. But now, and I've always understood that I'm supposed to let go, but I couldn't before now. I wanted
Yeah,
to, but I couldn't.
yeah.
And to be able to experience thoughtless awareness, I've attempted forms or ideas of meditation, but I could never, I would hear about, think about the space between the words and stuff like that. And I'd be, uh-huh. But it wasn't until I had self-realization. And then lo and behold, that happened to me. I didn't make it happen. I just was brought into it, like from the start, just brought to it. I didn't even go looking for this. Yeah.
I was gonna say in my introduction that I wasn't looking for it, it just came my way. And I'm like, oh my God. And there are moments when I just stop in my tracks and say, what if that didn't happen, right? Because I
Yes.
knew I wasn't looking for it. It just
Hmm.
came my way
Yep.
by
That's what it
a
was like for me.
classmate of me, telling me about it. And I was like, wow, I just go back and say, that should just,
Hmm.
stop all worries. Like, I just
Right.
without asking, being given such a biggest gift, right?
Yes.
Um,
Yep.
yeah, yeah, that's
And it's
one.
all taken care of. I don't have to worry if I'm doing things right, wrong. I try not to think too much, actually, because I'm an overthinker. I have a vulnerability for that. And it was a strength, but I can run away with it. And so, or my ego can. So I try to just trust that I was brought to this without knowing it was there or searching for it. So why wouldn't I trust that the rest will evolve according to what is
Absolutely,
intended? Mhm. And that's what I
absolutely.
try to do. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Stop
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah, yeah. There's freedom in letting it go. And that freedom is right in our hands right now. And just one thing before we start our session, I caught on what you said, and I want to reiterate that for the group, is the space between the words. There's everything right there. The space between the thoughts is everything right there. The
Yes.
depth and the magnitude and the gravity of the present moment is right there. So if we can recognize that, I think that's the starting point to our growth. All right. So that's wonderful. So we'll get started with our foot soak. I hope everybody has a tub of water with salt already in it. And then you have a fresh mug of water on the side. So for those of you who are new, this process of soaking our feet in salt water is a form of cleansing called as inner cleanse. Just like we have a bath for our physical body, this is like an inner cleanse for our central nervous system. The entire central nervous system that fuels this physical body will get a cleanse when we put our feet in the salt water. What we are doing by putting salt in the water, we are recreating the presence of ocean in the comfort of our home. And we have these other elements like the water, the earth in the salt, the air, the ether or the sky. And then it's important to light a candle when you do Footsoak because that has that presence of light and also the presence of the fire. So using these elements, I think those who are have been doing know the importance of the 5 elements and how they are eager to cleanse us, to cleanse our subtle system. What we do is we put our feet in the water and then we say certain affirmations that will allow our mother Kundalini to push out anything that is not good for our ascent in our subtle system into this water. And once we are done with the Footsoak, we rinse off our feet with that water and then we flush it in the toilet. So that is the whole process of Footsoak, and you can follow along with me. Now we will take a bandhan, which is raising the Kundalini and putting ourselves into a bandhan. If those of you who did not know, there are instructions on the slide in front of you. We basically raise our left hand along the spinal cord to the top of our head, and while we are raising our left hand, we rotate our right hand from in, out, making 6 circles along the left hand. The right hand is moving along the left hand, and then we tie this imaginary knot in the air. That is, we are telling our mind and our consciousness and our awareness that we want our mother Kundalini to come to the top of our head and get us connected with this divine love that created us. And we bring our hands. We do that 3 times, and then we raise our right hand from the left side of the body to the right side and back to the left side. That is 1. So we do that 7 times. This is called bandhan, or a protection around ourselves before we start the meditation, to keep us away from any distractions in our meditation process. Okay, we will get started with raising our Kundalini and doing a bandhan together. Now we will do the bandhan. Seven times. Now we will put both our hands towards the water, give, vibrations to this water which is flowing from our hands, and then we say this affirmation from the heart to say, please make this water as powerful as the ocean, so it's able to cleanse all my chakras and all my channels and absorb into itself anything that is not serving me good. With that, we put our feet in the water, and you can keep the feet, like you can keep the water lukewarm, or if you're a little bit more inclined to your left side, you can keep it a little bit warm, or if you're inclined towards right side, like you're more action oriented, you can keep it a little bit cold. But if you don't know, you can keep the water lukewarm. Now we will get started with our Footsoak meditation. What we are going to do is cleanse our left channel and our right channel and bring our attention, our focus, our awareness into the present moment. We'll put both our hands towards the Mother Earth, knowing that the element of Mother Earth is in the form of salt in the water. Our hands towards the Mother Earth. We will say the affirmation, and we can address our Mother Kundalini because she is the one who knows everything about our subtle system, where there is an imbalance, what needs to be corrected, what needs to be sent out. She knows everything, what we cannot even understand with our mind. So we address these affirmations to our Mother Kundalini. Mother, please remove all the imbalances in all my chakras and channels into this salt water. A nice way to connect to the Mother Earth is actually spreading our attention to the entire Earth and then to the center of the Earth. And feel that connection that we have, this innate connection that we have with the Mother Earth. The first energy center, the energy flow in the first energy center syncs up with the energy flow in the Mother Earth, which is the magnetic energy. There is a common ground of the energy in our first chakra, the Muladhara, and the energy flow in the Mother Earth. And having this focused attention on the Mother Earth nourishes the Muladhara and clears the Muladhara, the first energy center. We'll bring our left hand on our lap, right hand towards the Mother Earth. We will now try to balance our left side, the entire left channel, which is the Ida Nadi. It is also the left sympathetic system, which is part of our autonomous nervous system. So we are putting our energy that fuels all the organs in the left side in the form of the left sympathetic system. And if there are any blockages in the energy flow, of our left side, we send all of that negative energy into the Mother Earth. When we open our left hand on the lap, we are sending this gesture of asking Mother Kundalini, please remove all the imbalances from my left side into the Mother Earth. The energy flow in the left side of the body is affected by past experiences, emotions from past situations, worry and dissatisfaction about what has happened in the past, not able to let go. All of this affects the energy flow in the left side. So we want to free ourselves. So here we can affirm, Mother Kundalini, please remove all the effects of my past experiences, emotions from the past, painful memories of the past. Please take it away from my system, Mother Kundalini. Please remove it permanently. Say it from your heart and stay with it. Stay with your heart. Don't let it come to the mind. Just stay with the heart. Now we will put our right hand, bring our right hand to our lap, left hand towards the sky, facing backwards. Here, when we open our right hand and put it on our lap, we are expressing this gesture, this asking from the heart to our Mother Kundalini to remove all the imbalances in the right energy, in the right channel, and give it to the ether to take away all that heat that has been accumulated in our right channel from all the action that we have taken up until this point. Any heat that has been accumulated in our body, we want to give that away to the ether. This gesture and the prayer from the heart pushes this negative energy out into the ether. Here we also want to surrender any ego that we have accumulated over time, attached to our accomplishments, identifying them with as our own doing. Developing this sense of false pride. We surrender all of that to the ether, to be absorbed into the ether, because it takes us away from the place of innocence. We also surrender any worry about the future, uncertainty about the future, anticipation and expectations of the future into the ether. And being in that place of humility towards this all pervading power that does everything. Knowing that it is this power that did everything, and it is this power that is going to do everything in the future, brings us a balance in our right side. Let's bring our left hand back on our lap. Let's feel both the palms, the center of the palm in both the hands, and the top of our head. The center of the top of our head, the small, minute opening through which the Mother Kundalini pierces through the Sahasrara, and let's observe how our attention settles in the center channel, and we can ask Mother Kundalini to keep us in this beautiful present moment. Here you can pray, Mother Kundalini, please cleanse all my chakras and channels. Take away all the imbalances that are preventing my spirit to manifest fully. You can slowly open your eyes whenever you're ready to do so. And now we can rinse our feet with the water that we have put aside. you all have raised your feet. We can move on to the topic for today. Rahul Bhaiya? Rahul Bhaiya, we can start. Okay, hope everybody was able to rinse your feet and ready for today's topic. So today's topic is Nabhi Chakra. I'm sure some of you must have heard about it in your previous sessions. We want to talk about peace and satisfaction, generosity, and spiritual evolution. Rahul, if you want to put up the chakra chart. So in this chart at the Nabhi chakra, which is the third energy center, if we see the third qualities of the third energy center are peace, satisfaction, and generosity. Now, how do we get to that state of peace and satisfaction? And what happens after that? In our evolutionary process, when the Nabhi chakra was established within us, in the beginning, the first step or manifestation of the Nabhi chakra is seeking. To begin with, we seek food and shelter, which is the basic for our existence, for this body to survive, right? So those are important and has to be satisfied before we can seek something higher. So it's at the very outset, we start seeking food, shelter. And once that basics are satisfied, we start seeking material comfort and material things. Before the awakening of Kundalini, before the light of our spirit enlightens the Nabhi chakra, before that happens, once the food and shelter are satisfied, then we start seeking material things, material comforts. And then the wants, once they're satisfied, we move on to the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. We lose the joy of that satisfaction that we have once we get something material in a materialistic thing, because immediately we move on to something else and something else. So we are always seeking the next thing. And that is the ocean of illusion that we will be in. We know we need to seek something, so we go after these material things. And those material wants in general are not satiable, meaning they don't give us the true satisfaction that we are seeking, that our seeking is fulfilled, because by nature they're not satiable. That is the ocean of illusion that you see around the void. Once the Kundalini is awakened, then we start seeking something that is higher than materialism, which is the truth, which is the spirit. And once our attention moves from seeking materialistic things to something higher, that is when we truly start seeking peace within us. And the peace comes, the source of peace is the spirit. We all will be seeking peace, and we may think that if this situation in my family is solved, I'll be peaceful. If I get the next job, if I leave this job and get a better job, I'll be peaceful. If I pay off my rent, I'll be peaceful. But that never ends. Why? We get a new job, but still we are not peaceful. We pay off our house or buy a new car, still we are not peaceful, because they are not the source of peace for us, the true source of peace. The true source of peace comes from recognizing that we are the spirit. When the light of our spirit starts to shine in our attention, even if it is flickering here and flickering there, a little bit here and a little bit there, that's when we experience true peace. Once we have that taste of peace, deep inner peace, then we go after it. Then we realize that these material wants are not giving me the peace, and then we start going after the peace from the spirit, because it is the source of peace. And in Sanskrit, there is a very beautiful word that says Atma Shanti. Shanti is peace, and the origin of the true peace comes, inner peace comes from the spirit. So then we start seeking the spirit, and then we start getting peaceful and seeking that inner peace. And with that peace comes from satisfaction, right? Because no matter how many things are fulfilled, we are still not satisfied, because we know we are seeking something higher. That is in our nature as humans, to seek something higher. And once we recognize that, as Kathy has said, that we recognize that we are the spirit, then that satisfaction sets in. Once that satisfaction sets in, we are able to let go of anything that is not giving us the true satisfaction, and that's where the letting go comes. Unless we have something to hold on to which is higher, we cannot let go of the things that we are entangled with. And that is how the peace and satisfaction settles in, when we recognize the spirit and allow this light of the spirit to shine in our attention. Once we are peaceful and satisfied, what naturally happens is that we become generous. Shrimataji explains in a very beautiful way in a talk that we are going to listen, where she talks about how a person who is settled in this foundation of peace and satisfaction that is coming from his spirit has this intense desire to give it to others. And that is true generosity. And Shrimataji also talks in, shares in this talk on how there is this bridge between the Nabhi and the higher chakras. And that bridge, if you can go back, Rahul, to the that is shown as dotted line. If you see the Nabhi to the heart until the void is shown as a dotted line. Up after that is a straight line. What that is showing us in the subtle system is that we have to build this bridge between the Nabhi and the heart chakra, or the higher chakras, on the foundation of peace and satisfaction. Meaning, unless and until we are peaceful and satisfied with our own spirit, we cannot cross this ocean of illusion and rise higher to be loving, to be compassionate, to be, to have this desire to be collective. The desire to be collective comes when we are able to disconnect from our own needs that are not related to the spirit. And forgiveness, all of that comes only when we latch on to that spirit. Then we can climb higher. So Srimataji says that the peace and satisfaction is the quality of an incarnation called Lakshmi. The incarnation or the power of Lakshmi fuels the Nabhi Chakra, and her qualities are that of peace, satisfaction, generosity, and dignity. And she says that once those qualities are firmly established, she helps us ascend higher. And that energy or the quality of Lakshmi that helps us to ascend higher is called as Mahalakshmi. It's like Maha is great. So it is the great power, the greatest power of Lakshmi is the power she gives us to ascend. Her powers, like we talked about, are peace, satisfaction, generosity, and dignity. And her greatest power, the quality of Mahalakshmi, is the power to ascend. So we all know we want to ascend, we want to be the spirit, we want to have our spiritual evolution. But it is very important to realize that unless we have this solid foundation of peace and satisfaction from our spirit, spiritual evolution is not possible or not easy, does not become easy. So that is the topic for today. I wanted to share. This has been really, really helpful for me in my journey. And I hope just understanding how peace and satisfaction of the spirit are the stepping stones to our spiritual evolution to the higher chakras. I hope this is helpful for you. With that, we will listen to Srimataji's talk and then have a very short meditation after that.
Now the Mahalakshmi principle comes out of the Lakshmi principle. That is when you have wealth and when you have acted according to the image of the Lakshmi, then the Mahalakshmi principle rises within you. Now the Mahalakshmi Tattva, the principle is that you start thinking only about your spirit. When you are absolutely satisfied with the material wealth, then you start coming to the spirit. It was nice that people were seeking material wealth and had industrial revolution in a way. But as a result of that, you do not find that the greed has gone down. On the contrary, it has increased. And the lust has become so perverted. So we can find very clearly that we have failed the principle of Lakshmi in our societies, in our families, in our governments. So the understanding of spirit is only possible for people who have understood the meaning of Lakshmi principle, first of all. So the purpose of Lakshmi is only fourfold. First is that you have to give. It's not like in the church they will say, all right, you have to give your money, give it to me. It's not that. Because I don't want anything. But you have to be generous by nature and not miserly. Supposing you have one door open, no air will come in. Only the air that is sufficient for the room will be there, and there won't be any entry of new room or new air or more air or any draft inside. But if you open the door, another one, then you will find there will be a circulation of air. So by generosity, the circulation starts and you solve your material problem. The another principle which we should follow, one of generosity, another of supporting others. Especially among Sahajogis, we should try to help each other. May not be with money, but with moral support. But if you have to support someone with money, you should do it voluntarily without even thinking that you are doing any obligation on that person. Or else you can think that I am doing this just for my own pleasures. The third great quality of the Lakshmi Tattva is that it is respectful to everyone. But we see the other way around everywhere. A person, when he becomes rich, he becomes very arrogant. That's the sign, as we say, of a Nawarish, a person who has suddenly got the money and he doesn't know what to do. Supposing somebody is sitting on a donkey and suddenly he gets a Cadillac, then what will happen to him? He won't be able to bear that. So this quality is we have that we should respect others. And we should understand that if we have money, we haven't got everything. For example, in India, a saint is respected higher than anybody else, higher than all the artists, higher than all the painters, higher than all the kings, all the governments. Highest is the saint. So, if you are a rich person, you will be known by your respectful behavior towards everyone. This respectful behavior you can also show to things of others. But such a person would respect the all auspicious things. Like there could be a small monkey nut, but is say vibrated. Should be much more important than the diamond of the same size. So this quality, when it develops in a human being, then we can say the Mahalakshmi principle has started. Now in all of you, Mahalakshmi principle has been awakened. Mahalakshmi resides in the Sushumna Nadi. And Sushumna is developed only up to a point in human beings. It is later on like a bridge built in, is created by Mahalakshmi principle. That means a person who is satisfied, who is in balance, who is dharmic, his ocean becomes desirous of becoming the clouds of this Sushumna Nadi, or the path of Sushumna. This desire creates this path, this bridge of Sushumna within us. Unless and until Mahalakshmi principle is awakened within us, we cannot make the Kundalini pass properly because it will always get lost in the world. So the dignity, the respect of a Sahajogi will always help him to build this path of Sushumna over the void. It is not some sort of an artificial respect or an artificial etiquette, but is a feeling from inside, a kind of a state human beings reach where they feel that it is important that we have to be respectful to everyone. But the Lakshmi principle disappears with certain things which we must know. First of all, it is said in Marathi language that if a bottle comes from the door, the Lakshmi runs away from the window. So the bottle must be kept out if you want to keep Lakshmi inside. Then another thing is a badha. When a person gets possessed, anywhere if there is darkness, then Lakshmi runs away. In these circumstances, one must try to clear out so that there is no problem. If there is a badha, then money-wise you cannot be all right, whatever you may try. These two things if you look after, the Lakshmi will stay. And on the satisfaction of that Lakshmi, you will build up your path of Sushumna. So for today, I have told you what is the Mahalakshmi principle is. Now, if Mahalakshmi principle is awakened within us, then the Lakshmi just runs after us.
We will allow that message Srimataji shared about the peace and satisfaction and spiritual evolution to be absorbed into us, into our awareness. Now we will put our right hand on our Nabhi Chakra, the third energy center, and then we will now ask for what Srimataji has shared with us about the Lakshmi principle in the Nabhi Chakra. We will ask our own Mother Kundalini, who can enlighten this Lakshmi principle within us through her presence in our Nabhi. Mother Kundalini, please give me the peace and satisfaction that comes from my spirit. May the light of my spirit fill my Nabhi Chakra with complete peace and satisfaction. May the light of my spirit fill my Nabhi Chakra with complete peace and satisfaction. Mother Kundalini, please remove everything and anything that is disturbing this peace, that is attacking the sense of satisfaction within me, within my family, within my surroundings. May this source of peace manifest through me and spread in my family, in my surroundings. And may I become the source of peace. Upon this source of peace, Mother, may I seek my spirit, nothing but my spirit. We will now bring our right hand to the top of our head, massage the skull, and say, Mother Kundalini, please take me into the state of yoga, oneness, where there is no other. Raise your right hand few inches above the top of your head. Bring your right hand back on your lap, and we will meditate in silence to music for a couple of minutes. We can slowly bring our attention, observe what we are feeling on our fingertips, the center of both the palm. For a couple of seconds, let us put our attention on the center of the top of our head, that small, very small opening through which this divine energy, Mother Kundalini, pierces through our Sahasrara. Our attention that is full of seeking, desiring on that soft spot, and also on the center of both the palms. Our attention is very powerful. We can keep our attention at multiple places at the same time. It is very expansive. Let us put our attention on that very small opening on the top of our head and also on both the palms at the same time. Keeping our attention or trying to keep our attention on multiple places at the same time keeps us in the present moment. And observe the merging of the left channel and the right channel and the center channel at this tiny opening on the top of our head. Through this tiny opening, all the imbalances in the energy flow can be sent out if we desire from the heart. Just desire and watch the movement, observe the movement on your fingertips. Be sure to hold on to that desire firmly, strongly, deeply. Mother Kundalini, we seek nothing but our ascent higher and higher to the complete state of the spirit. Can bring our right hand on the top of our head, like bring it down to the center of the head, not touching, and at your own pace, based on your own sensations of the Mother Kundalini, you can move your hand up higher and higher on the top of your head, as high as you can, moving your attention with your hand and opening your fingertips to the sky. Open your fingertips to the sky and see the sensation on your fingertips. Bring your right hand back on your lap, left hand on the top of your head, closer to the fontanel bone area, and then move it, observing the coolness or the warmness, or whatever sensation you're feeling on your central nervous system, stay with it, because that's the reality, not the thought. And then take it as high as you can. Take your left hand as high as you can and open it to the sky. Open your hand, your fingertips pointing to the sky, and see what you feel on your fingertips. Bring your left hand back on your lap. Let us thank our Mother Kundalini for giving us this beautiful, peaceful state, the oneness with our spirit, and the divine love all around us. We can all raise our Kundalini and give ourselves a bandha. When we take the bandhan, what helps me is when I'm actually doing this, I will say, Mother, you are the innocence within me. Mother, you are the pure desire and pure knowledge within me. You are the peace and satisfaction within me. You are my source of security and confidence. Mother, you are the eternal witness within me. Mother, you are the ocean of forgiveness within me. Mother, I'm completely surrendered to your divine love. Just saying those affirmations helps me connect with the true nature and the quality of our own Divine Mother, our Kundalini. You can slowly open your eyes whenever you're ready to do so. I hope you all enjoyed the meditation as much as I did. Thank you all for joining and sharing your vibrations with all of us. Wishing you all a beautiful week ahead. If anybody would like to share anything, you can feel free to open up your mic and share.
Hello, thank you very much for the session. I have a question.
Sure.
I just wanted to for you to clarify, if you could, about what Shimaji said about Lakshmi and how we can lose Lakshmi. I couldn't make out what she said. I think she said, if you bring drugs and alcohol into the home?
Yes. So that is, but see, when we talk about the quality, we are so integrated in our emotions, in our qualities, and in our physical organs. Like our body is not different or disconnected from our emotion. So what we feed into the physical body affects our qualities, affects the principles. So if we take in drugs or alcohol, that has a very negative impact on our liver, which is the seat of attention. Once the seat of attention is disturbed, then our choices in life, our decision making, our behavior towards ourselves and towards others gets disturbed. And so is the peace that gets disturbed. And so when there is no peace, then there is no Lakshmi, right?
Okay, yes, I agree. What about if in the home, what if other people in the home are doing that? Does that affect it as well?
Very good question. Actually, great question. It does not affect you directly if other people in the home do any of that. What can happen though, when you start to meditate and your Lakshmi principle starts to manifest, because we all share, like we are in the same ocean, right? If a part of the ocean is getting cleansed and beautified, there's no way to draw a boundary in the ocean, is it? That cleansing of that ocean spreads, right? Just as like a part of the ocean gets muddied up, then it spreads to the rest of the ocean. Similarly, so is the goodness that we do. So when you start meditating and just focus on your mother Kundalini, and when the Lakshmi principle is able to manifest through you, like you are like an instrument at that point, and the power of Lakshmi is able to come, be seated within you, and then she's able to manifest, that slowly actually transforms people around us. And they may not transform everything, but the biggest things, like it handles the biggest problems first, right? So they may not start taking to drugs or alcohol, like their interest in that reduces, or slowly it gets better, if that helps.
Yes, thank you very much for answering. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too. I'm glad you asked that question. And yeah, anyone else?
Yes, good question. Thank you for the meditation. I feel really I feel happy. So
Very
doing
nice. That's the good.
meditation, yes, doing meditation like with my attention and everything, I feel like really, really secure. I have like no thoughts, thoughtless. But then like at times I would have like there's like past thoughts like about like being insecure about something like I didn't get. So how can I like outside of meditation to like maintain the same energy, like regardless if like any decision somebody made about me, like regardless I don't get it on a relationship, people,
So,
like to always feel secure within myself.
right. No, that's a great question. And that's something like it's so natural, right? Because see, we are it's like a shared environment, right? Other people's actions or reactions have an effect on us. What we can do is recognize that, not get carried away, but recognize what reaction is coming in you, what emotion is coming in you, and then ask yourself a very basic, simple, fundamental: who am I? And wait in silence and let the answer and the presence of your spirit come in your awareness that you are not these emotions, you are not these identifications which we are trying to preserve or safeguard. You are not these judgments. You are not these reactions. You are pure spirit. When you are the pure spirit, then how can anything anybody think about us or say about us affect this pure spirit shining within us with this unconditional love, ocean of forgiveness, source of innocence. When those are its qualities, how can anything even come closer to affecting us? So when we take to that state of that spirit, then everything becomes insignificant. It only try to affect us when we step away from that state of the spirit and come into the mind. So that's like a muscle that we build. It's like whenever we know we are like trying to come out of balance, we go back to our place of security. I hope that's helpful.
Thank you. That helps.
Awesome. If there are no questions, we can end today's session. Again, thank you all for joining. Thank you for sharing your vibrations with the